Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I find it interesting how I've been saying for some time that this country is on the verge of a civil war, or that civil war is imminent. Yet, there were quite a few times where I got slated for that. And yet, when somebody much bigger than me, like Jeff Taylor, mentions this, people start to come in an agreement. Of course, Jeff and I, we both share common values that we don't want a civil war to break out. But it's interesting how I can get roasted for saying this shit, and yet there are people like Jeff Taylor who basically put it in their fucking titles, like I do, and yet they don't get slated for it. But enough of the petty grievances that I have more than anything. People just simply need to stop being so hypocritical and trying to blame me for stuff, but then, if they do, then support what Jeff Taylor said about civil war. Of course, my efforts more than anything are going to be focused on Keir the traitor Starmer, because the difference between me, Jeff Taylor and him is that Keir the traitor Starmer wants to start a civil war, while we don't. But one of the main topics, actually, more than anything, that I need to talk about, once again, pertains to Tommy Robinson, because now they're really getting petty, aren't they? Mainstream media newspapers have been known for sharing stuff, and they're protected under the Online Harms Act, the Online Safety Act, whatever you want to call it. But apparently we aren't, as Tommy Robinson is finding out the hard way. Because now they've arrested him, he's on bail, they're trying to charge him with crimes relating to 3 fucking screenshots on Twitter of posts made by these mainstream media outlets. I swear you couldn't make this shit up if you tried. It's just another plain example of two-tier policing. Rules for thee, but not for me. They think this is perfectly acceptable. In the meantime, our two-tier police are trying to continue preaching their woke ideologues and their diversity and inclusion, which has been about as much of a success as my 3-week salad diet. And I'm going to reiterate the point towards the two-tier policing society. What happened to good old-fashioned meritocracy? What happened to hiring people based on whether or not they can do the fucking job? Is there anything complex about that? Is there something I'm missing here? Is there some secret process that I'm not aware about? Whereof, rather? Or is it just the fact that you're afraid of a 6-letter word? Oh, hello again. And I'll probably be hearing a lot more of that on Friday. Anyway, is there something that I'm missing here? Because last time I checked, I don't think the colour of somebody's skin, I don't think somebody's religion actually had an impact on whether or not somebody can do the job, or whether or not they're more suitable than the white working class man. In fact, the only thing that affects whether or not they can do the job is, number one, have they got the body for it? Are they physically fit enough to do the job? And secondly, how competent are they? Honestly, it sickens me more than anything that our two-tier police are more worried about ticking boxes than taking on the right people. Especially when you consider that Keir the traitor Starmer currently has that elite force that are not going after real criminals. No, they're going after people who post stuff on the internet. And speaking of which, Keir the traitor Starmer has now decided in his local council they want to ban bacon, of all things, which in and of itself should be classed as a war crime. Because why the fuck should we lose out on something that a nation thoroughly enjoys just for the sakes of protecting the feelings of Islam? Because let's face it, that's what the ban's really for. It's meant to protect the Muslims who are too scared to have their feelings hurt, who are too scared of that one word called criticism. And I know it must hurt some of those mullah rices out there who don't like it when somebody like me openly criticises their prophet Muhammad, who is basically making them all look stupid because of what he did to a 9-year-old girl. Or it's making them grab their pearls even harder than the LGBTQ activists. But our two-tier policing society are more interested in protecting the Muslim community and avoiding the word racist over doing their job. Keir the traitor Starmer, and of course Mark Rowley, who is the biggest clown in this fucking circus, We need to have those people removed from their positions of power. They are not fit for purpose. Remember when Mark Rowley went out of his way to say there would be an extreme right-wing protest in London? Yeah, extreme. All I saw up there was patriotic citizens and concerned parents cheering their flag, wanting the best for their kids, and wanting Keir the traitor starmer to either do his fucking job or to resign. And the way you have to look at it is this. A Prime Minister's job is twofold. Protect the realm and protect its inhabitants. Keir the traitor starmer has done neither. Or if he has decided the only people he's going to protect is the Islamic community. He categorically said that point blank. But of course the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks, because say it with me. It doesn't suit the narrative. This document of this fucking police race document? Basically, it's all about what they're going to do to crack down on racism and all that and do better for the black people. How about do better for all the fucking people, not just one group? Because surely, if you exercise exercise the law in a fair and robust manner, that is not currying favour or fear for a particular group of people or a particular religion, you'd have no fucking problems. Or maybe you would have a few problems, but the thing is, you'd still be in the right because you'd at least be doing your job properly. Whereas the minority groups, the BAMEs, that want to go out of their way and attack you and to cause genuine harm to this country, they would only have themselves to blame if they got arrested. They wouldn't be able to say, oh, he's being racist, or he's discriminating, or he's violating my human rights, because you'd know what to fucking do. And here's the thing, as I said, some people may not like what I say about the Islamic community. Some people might not like what I say as far as the black community is concerned, when a lot of black gangs are predominantly responsible for a lot of the knife crimes that are going on in London. But the truth is not racist. And on top of that, free speech is a thing. Now, if I went out of my way and I said, just as an example, this isn't my beliefs, all black people should be killed. If I said something like that, then yeah, lock me away by all fucking means. But those aren't my beliefs. My beliefs is what I see with my own two eyes and what research I do in my own home. I've said this about us before, and I'll say it here again. Most of us people who are supposedly far right, we don't have a problem with the colour of people's skin, and we don't have a problem with people that basically practice their religions in peace, who mind their own business. We don't mind people based on their skin, their age, their sex. We have a problem with the cultures some of these people bring. And if it turns out the Pakistani community are coming over from their third world shitholes and importing their shithole culture here into the United Kingdom and violating our women and children, then yes, I've got a very big fucking problem with that, believe it or not. Whereas if the Pakistani community came along and they actually respected our culture and our society and our beliefs and actually respected our women and children, this so-called Islamophobia, it would disappear, just like that, because there wouldn't be any, because there would be nothing for us to fear of Islam. Right now, the main reason people have a very fucking rational fear of Islam is because of the fact that they are going around violating our women and children. And ironically, the LGBTQ community doesn't seem to give a shit about that. They want to protect the paedophiles and the predators, just like the two-tier policing society. Rather than, oh, I don't know, think about their own kids. Think about the safety of their own kids. It's funny how you see a lot of these lefty NPCs come out and they basically want to welcome all the refugees from all other manner of country. You see them holding up their bloody placards that are manufactured in a factory when they're getting paid to be basically a rent-a-mob agitator. But I guarantee you, if any of this shit that's happening to our kids, happen to theirs, oh, they change their tune real quick, let me tell you. If there's one thing that left and right should unite over, as far as I'm concerned, it should be protecting the children. They always preach about, think of the children, don't you want to see them safe and sound, don't you want to protect the children? But here's the thing, they use it as emotional blackmail. We use it because we really do fucking care. Believe it or not, I think it's quite normal for a mother to come out, or a father to come out and say, we don't want foreign invaders eyeing up our kids. It's quite normal for people to say, we are very worried about loads of basically Middle Eastern or South Asian men coming over and staying in our hotels at our expense, who are basically a real danger to our kids because they're hanging around schools. And I wonder if Nick Knowles, or Lowles, or whatever you want to fucking call him, I wonder if Nick Knowles actually cares about the children. Maybe we should ask him that. Maybe we should directly send a message to Nick Knowles together and ask him, do you care about the children? And if he replies, we'll roast him over a Spitfire if he gives the wrong answer. And if he doesn't answer, his silence will speak louder than any answer that he could give. And obviously the same applies to all the other left-wing NPCs, renter mobs, mainstream media, Keir the traitor, starmer. All of it applies to them as well. Let's see what they answer. If they really care about the kids, they would take out the trash that's currently sitting in our hotels. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to be at the Brook Hotel in Beauthorpe on the, not the 13th, because that would be a really bad day. Anyway, I'm going to be down at Brook Hotel on Friday, the 8th of August. Only I can manage to give my shower. Right, so stroke number one, give myself a shower in the bus. I sprayed myself with water. Anyway, the fact is, these lefties, they say they care about the kids. Let's see them prove it. If they really care about the kids, they'll join our side as a truce. And they will say, remove these invaders from the hotels so that our kids can feel safe. Because there are women and children right now that are genuinely scared to leave their homes in 2025 in Britain. Says it all, doesn't it? We have women and children who fear for their safety, fear for their lives if they step out of the house because of the invaders that have been let into our country and are allowed to stay at our expense in our hotels, while police don't have the funding and our NHS is failing, and you'd be lucky if you get a dentist appointment. It's so difficult for ordinary people to get an appointment with the NHS. And yet, if you're an invader, you can just say, I need some care from you guys, and they'll get an appointment just like that. But that's something the mainstream media are not going to want to tell you. And Keir the traitor, starmer, and all the other lefties and the oligarchy wonder why we're on the verge of civil war, where there's going to be mass civil unrest across the country. We're already seeing England has had enough, Wales has had enough, Scotland has had enough, Ireland has had enough. They don't want mass amounts of invaders coming in to destroy the cultures and our societies. They don't want these men being able to attack or violate our women and children. But Keir the traitor, starmer, doesn't care. He'll lie and he'll preach, we're protecting the children with the Online Safety Act. Yet there's actually someone who actually really cleverly dismantled that shitty argument of his, because they managed to create a website where basically they can showcase Keir the traitor, starmer's identity and the identities of other MPs and what have you, showing this Online Safety Act is about as foolproof as a pink ribbon. It is literally like taking that pink ribbon and tying it over your doorknob to say that it's locked. Like, no, it's just not going to happen. Any common sense person would tell you, take that shit off and put your key in there and lock it. But Keir the traitor Starmer, is the sort of person who would basically throw up two middle fingers at the English people and say, I don't care about you, I care about them. I don't care whether you suffer. I don't care if you don't like our censorship. I don't care if you don't like the fact that we prioritise invaders on the NHS. We will continue to do this, and you'll shut up and be happy and have nothing. That is the communist Marxist way of Keir the traitor Starmer. Just like it's his way to have Tommy Robinson arrested just because of 3 things he shared on Twitter. Policing the tweets rather than the streets. Meanwhile, we have people who are actively inciting violence against white people who just conveniently get ignored. Why is that? And the lefties can sit there all they want and preach racist and far right and fascist and NZ and all the usual labels and name tags they throw out because they don't have facts on their side. But here's the thing. We're the ones with the facts on our side. We're the ones who genuinely care about the children, and we're the ones who would actually fight to the death to keep not just our free speech alive, but theirs as well. And yet they would rather piss it up the wall. It's almost like sheep getting excited to go to the bloody slaughterhouse, quite frankly. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it here again. If the police want to really do their job during those times where there are protests, do you know what they should do? Rather than face the protesters, they should face the hotels. Then they should march in those doors and, metaphorically speaking, start taking out the trash. Because that's what a lot of these invaders are. They're trash to be put in the dustbin of history and carted off, metaphorically speaking, to the landfill. Or in this case, back to their country of origin. They're third world shitholes, most of them. Like I said as well, I know some people don't like how I say things, but here's the thing, and you can say it with me. I'm not going to sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. I'm not going to mince my words. I'll say it exactly how it is, and I'll do my best not to bullshit you. This could all kick off very, very soon. And I'll be clear, as I've always done, without fail, I don't want this country to descend into anarchy, into civil war, into violent revolution. I don't want it. I would never advocate for it. But here's the thing. When you make peaceful resolution impossible, you make violent revolution inevitable. When you constantly push away the opportunity for the people to get what they want peacefully, what option do they have left? And when it does kick off, you won't be able to blame them, as they've exhausted every avenue before coming to this. The only people to blame will be yourselves in the oligarchy. And ultimately, the man responsible is Keir the traitor Starmer. We patriots are going to stand up and protect our people, protect our children, protect our country. Thank you. What we don't want invaders coming over, stealing bikes, stealing motorcycles, and then taking delivery jobs handed to them by the government so that they can cover themselves. Do you know how I've had to get every fucking job, save one? Do you know how I've had to get every job? Via an interview. Even my cleaning job, I had to go to an interview and basically pour my heart out and basically say, this is why I want it. Whereas these guys, just given a job, just like that. I don't think that should be possible. I think in order to be able to apply for a job, I mean, devil's advocate, I do accept the only real thing you need to do as far as a delivery driver is concerned is know where you're going and deliver the fucking product. I do accept that. But as I said, I'm willing to bet a white working class person would not be able to just simply walk in and say, I want a delivery job. But these invaders do. People wonder why we're pissed, why we've had enough, and why we are mass protesting across the nation. It's because we have had enough of being lied to, betrayed, and stabbed in the back by dictators. Or maybe I was right first time, like Keir the traitor Starmer, who is more interested in serving his WEF masters and the Islamic community over his own indigenous people. I hope to see some of you over in Bowthorpe, outside the Brook Hotel, only if you can make it, of course. And if not, that's fair enough, but I'm still going. Who said expect delays on the highway then? Shut up, you. I'm not that bad. I didn't do what I did here. Like, fuck off. Dude, I am not that bad. I'm really not. I just created the crater for Keir the traitor Starmer's ratings. Anyway, the fact is I'll still be going up to Bowthorpe, because at the end of the day, I've got a duty to fulfill. And I've got a promise to fulfill. And I plan to see it to the end. The only end Keir the traitor Starmer wants, though, is an end to this country. Well, we the people are not going to let that slide. We the people are going to stop Keir the traitor Starmer, no matter what it takes. But as I've said before, he can't blame us if we've done everything we can to prevent civil war, to prevent a violent revolution, and he has spurned us at every turn. That is like you're being given several warning signs along a highway. Bridges out, you will fall to your death. Next one, no, seriously, you will die. Third one, last chance, the bridge is fucking out, turn around. And then he's still driving that fucking car straight into the ravine. That's what he's doing right now. Keir Starmer just doesn't get it. Sorry, Keir the traitor Starmer. He just doesn't understand. We're not the far right. Ironically, that's Islam. If only he actually had the common sense to fucking see that. But then, this is asking a lot from the man who protected Jimmy Savile. This is a lot to ask from the man who took the piss out of the lockdown regulations while we were forced to spend our Christmas alone. That's the thing. We do not forget a fucking thing. Every treachery, every lie, every act of defiance against the English people, the people of England and Wales and Scotland, we remember everything. And we will not let you forget that. If we have to tie you up to a fucking cross like Jesus Christ, that's what we'll do. If it means you'll remember everything. That's the thing. You're going to get crucified one way or another, Keir the traitor Starmer, whether it's figuratively speaking or literally speaking. Because we want Christianity at the heart of this country. Even though I'm not particularly a big fan of Christianity or any religion, quite frankly. Do I believe there's a God? Yes, I do. Do I believe in Christianity? Personally, that's a no. But I respect Christianity. Stroke number 2. Christianity's claim to this country. I respect it wholeheartedly. And if they want Christianity at the foundation, far be it from me to stop them. I'd certainly take Christianity over Sharia law any day of the fucking week. I'd rather have somebody proselytize to me that I'm going to hell for all the blasphemy that I've committed, and of course all the swearing that I've done, than I would have some prick in a turban coming around saying that we are now stoning these people to death because they are committing buggery, or treating women as second-class citizens. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a religion that isn't violent over one that uses it as its basic weapon. Islam has categorically become the conquering religion. Look what happened to Iran. Look what happened to Egypt. Look what happened to Syria. Look what they're trying to do to the Western world. And Keir the traitor Starmer is sitting there holding the door open for them. Well, if I get in the way, well, they won't be able to get in, will they? Anyway, he's holding the fucking door open for these invaders. He is a threat to national security. He is a threat to this country. And any officer who had any decency and any common sense would have marched into Downing Street and taken out the trash by now. Because Keir the traitor Starmer is effectively a war criminal, a traitor, and a threat. Don't like what I have to say, Keir the traitor Starmer? Go call Norfolk Constabulary. But I guarantee you, I'm protected under Article 10 of the Human Rights Act. So take these and fucking swivel. That's the thing. I'm not angry at you because of the colour of your skin. I'm not angry at you because you're a Labour Prime Minister. I'm angry at you because you clearly can't do your fucking job. Like Sadiq Khan can't. I don't criticise him because he's a Muslim. I don't criticise him because he's a different colour skin. I criticise him because he's a crap fucking mayor. That's the thing. All we care about is you do the wishes of the English people and you do your job. That's it. That's all we ask. And I'd like to think that's not much at all. And if someone were to tell me, well, mate, we need these hotels cleared because they're full of migrants that are threatening our kids and are taking our jobs and are costing us money because they're a drain on the economy, I think I'd just about be able to fucking understand that and go, you know what? I'll do what I can to resolve this and get these people out the hotels if it's proven that these guys are doing as you say and are effectively basically more harm than good. And I think a lot of us will agree these people are definitely, in 99.99% of the cases, doing more harm than good. I know it's a cold, bitter pill for you to swallow, Keir the traitor Starmer, but swallow it. You most definitely will. The bottom line is this. It seems the oligarchy are now pulling out all the stops to try and lock up Tommy Robinson. They are bailing him until the 5th of September. They are going to have him arrested. He plans to be up there on the 13th of September. I plan to be up there on the 13th of September. The only thing that's stopping us is that dreaded knock on the door. Or somebody coming with a fucking battering ram and knocking the door down at 3 a.m. in the morning. I suspect they'll try and intimidate some of us and tell us we're not allowed to go. But I don't give a shit what they say, quite frankly. If I'm not breaking any laws, if I'm not breaking any restrictions, if I am not going out of my way with malicious intent or criminalistic intentions, I'm going. Simple as that. I plan to go to Beaufort on Friday, and there ain't a fucking thing in the world that's going to stop me. You could literally put a fucking McDonald's every 50 yards. I ain't stopping. I will starve if I have to go to Beaufort like that. If I have to starve, I'll fucking do it. Actually, no, I don't think I would starve. I've got enough for hibernation. Anyway, I am going to where I want to go. There ain't no fucking police in the world, no traitorous dictator like Starmer that is going to tell me that I can't go. We have rights. It's a shame they don't respect them. Just like they don't respect Tommy Robinson's rights. How sad is it that when Tommy Robinson made plans to come back home into Luton, they had to get a party of, 7 to 9 officers just to arrest him, even though he was going to come quietly? Do you think they'd do that if it was a Muslim? Do you think they would do it if it was a black person? Do you think it would be done if it was someone from the LGBTQ community? I think you already know the fucking answer to that one. And they wonder why we get pissed off with the two-tier policing society. They wonder why we're pissed off with this current Labour Party government. Or again, maybe I was right first time. They wonder why we fucking had enough of this. Surely, you can read the writing on the wall. And if you can't, then I recommend a trip to Specsavers. And if you still can't see the writing on the wall, God help you. Because there is no amount of truth that will open your fucking eyes. What say you, Keir, the traitor starmer? And right now, there is one final point I also need to mention before I end the video. Alison Pearson, I believe, has put out a petition for calling a general election. I think it's already up to at least 100,000 signatures when I last checked. Could be wrong on that, though. But I will, if I can find it, I will link it in the description below. And hope to God that enough people sign it and that this is going to basically get debated. Although we had like 400, nearly 500 fucking thousand signatures, and Keir the traitor starmer threw one of these up and said, we're not going to have this debate. But again, the mainstream media are not going to want to tell you that. I think the cold bitter truth is, it doesn't matter how many times we put these protests up on their website, these petitions on their website. It doesn't matter how many times we come out of our homes, we come out, stroke number 3, I'm consistent, aren't I? Come out of our communities to go and protest this shit. It seems like everything we say goes in one ear and out the other. Fucking damn this consistency. I don't want to be having 3 strokes per video. Dude. Oh, God almighty. I better stop or I'm going to have an aneurysm. Maybe another 3 strokes. Who knows? But yeah, the way I see it, we are heading towards civil war. I've said it many fucking times. Some people were saying to me, we've got to keep this peaceful. I have never disagreed with that shit. But here's the thing. It's as JFK said, when you make peaceful resolution impossible, you make violent revolution inevitable. How many more times are the English, are the Welsh and the Scottish people going to put up with this? How much longer are they going to take to realise that peaceful opportunities are coming to a close? That's the cold, bitter truth. That loads of content creators like Paul Thorpe, Richard Inman, Maya Toosey, even Tommy Robertson probably won't want to accept. And as I said, this is not meant as an act of disrespect. It is not meant to slate those people. I've even said many, many fucking times, there'll be far better people than I ever will be, quite frankly. But as I said, something's got to give. And when people are constantly refused that peaceful resolution, then violence becomes the only option. And if it does happen, Keir the traitor starmer will only have himself to blame. We have done everything by the fucking book. The trouble is the book is written by the oligarchy. What do you think happens when people realise that? They'll close the book and go down another path. A path of darkness, a path of blood, a path that will truly shock the establishment. And as I said, I will not advocate for it, I do not condone it. But I will completely understand if people feel like that's the only option they got left. The walls are closing in, darkness is falling. Keir the traitor starmer's time is running out. Before long, the only thing he'll see when he looks out his window is pitchforks, torches and clubs, and a legion of people
who are ready to riot.